Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur who is trying to get over that hump and make it happen. This podcast is for anybody who has a dream and wants to accomplish that dream by aspiring higher. I don't charge any money for this podcast. This podcast is free to download. All I ask is if you find anything beneficial in this podcast, you share it and you pass it on to somebody else who may benefit from it as well. When you get a chance, please don't forget to leave a review on iTunes. Those reviews are very crucial and critical to the podcast, so I really would appreciate that. And this is episode 111, so I thank everybody out there who constantly listens every week faithfully and continues to tune in and continues to be motivated by these episodes. So we live in a time where we have a craving to broadcast our entire lives to the world. You know, we Snapchat, we tweet, we post to Facebook, Instagram, just about everything from newborn children to a new job promotion, wedding engagement proposals, purchasing a new home, a new car, everything. We broadcast everything to the world in this social media era. And it's because the human nature in us, we want to be celebrated for things that we do and things that we accomplish. We want to be praised for it. That's why we do it. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with broadcasting your accomplishments. So don't get that twisted. I'm not saying that. However, as a result of this culture, it's expected for us to broadcast everything. It's expected for us to broadcast something when it happens. We've associated likes, comments, and shares as a measuring stick for success. And if you don't broadcast it, then it didn't happen, basically. That's our mentality these days. In entrepreneurship, social media is very key. It's very key for entrepreneurs to grow their business, to spread the word about their business and their brands. So in a way, you have to engage on the internet because it's part of the culture that we live in. But you don't have to get caught up in thinking that you have to keep up with the crowd by posting everything you accomplish in your personal and your business life. You see, in a world so loud and so cluttered, the best thing that we can do is be silent and be invisible. People always talk about how they're making power moves in silence, but they still feel the need to tell us that, and they don't see no contradiction in that statement. You know, last week, in last week's episode, I made a comment about the Earth's rotation, about how although the Earth is spinning constantly, we can't feel it. But I'm going to take it a step further. You see, we need to breathe oxygen to survive, right? It's an involuntary action that our bodies perform all day, whether we're asleep or awake. If you hold your breath intentionally, eventually your body is going to desperately try to fight to get more oxygen. Your heart is going to beat faster and faster. And if you hold your breath long enough, you're going to become lightheaded until eventually you start to release, exhale, and inhale again that oxygen so your body can return to normal. We can't physically see oxygen, can we? But we know it exists. We know we need it to survive. Your progress in entrepreneurship may not be physically tangible at times, but the progress is there, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that. You're growing constantly as an entrepreneur. You're constantly becoming smarter. You're constantly learning. You're becoming a better and more business savvy man or woman that will avoid mistakes you made in the past and overcome bigger obstacles that await you in the future. Invisible doesn't mean non-existent. Invisible means unable to be seen by the eye. You have to understand that your business is always growing and is always getting closer and closer to your destiny. There will be summer seasons where things are flourishing, everything is going all good. Then there will be winter seasons where things may be dead, and it may seem like they are dead, but you're still moving. Nobody with ambition is ever going to be standing still. If you have ambition in your spirit, you're always going to be moving forward. Your business is always going to be moving forward. You have to believe the invisible progress that you have made. The things you can't see, the things that are internal, things like your confidence, your intellect, your never-ending enthusiasm. These are the things that's going to make your visible progress look much more sweeter. The profits, the new office, the new car, the vacations, etc. That's why we, as entrepreneurs, that's why we started our businesses, because we believe the invisible. Our family and friends don't. They tell us things like to quit, just hang it up, just throw in the towel. They tell us to keep our day job, or if you don't have a day job, they tell you to get one. They can't see the invisible, so don't be discouraged when people you love tell you to stop working towards your dreams and stop building this business, this little hobby. You got to keep working. Don't you dare let their lack of faith make you quit. You got to keep believing the invisible. You see, we can believe in God, the creator of all things. We can believe in a spiritual power, a spiritual being above the skies that's invisible. We can believe in the oxygen to fill our lungs, yet it's invisible. So why can't we believe in people building a multi-million-dollar business or multi-billion-dollar business from the ground up? Why can't we believe that? If you ask someone that question, they won't have an answer for you. They won't have a logical answer for you because it's ridiculous. If you can believe in God and you can't see God, if you could believe in oxygen to survive, but you can't see oxygen, why can't you believe in somebody that's building a business? Never stop chasing your dreams, regardless of who doesn't support you, because eventually it's gonna come. That's why you can't lose patience, because if you quit, that can be the difference between your success and your failure. One day can be the difference between you finally getting over that hump and making things happen. That's why we can't lose patience. We have to stay the course. Once these visible and tangible things come to fruition, don't be so quick to broadcast it to the world. As I said earlier, we've been groomed to be loud and to broadcast our every move, but you have to remain invisible. You have to remain a mystery. I'm not saying don't post anything in regards to your success, but you don't have to post everything. You don't have to post most things. You don't have to tell the world that you bought your dream house. You don't have to tell the world that you got your dream car or your dream yacht. Make your power moves in silence. Feed the homeless in silence. Change your community and lives in silence. Let the fruits of your labor be invisible, but let your labor be the proof of your success. Your labor is all the proof that the world needs to believe in you, because when they see you constantly working every single day, when they see you that you're constantly working on this project, that project, you got all these customers, all these clients, that's when they're going to realize that your business wasn't just a hobby, it's a legitimate business, which is what you've been telling them from the start. Invisible is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let cosmetics be the measuring stick for success. Look at the body of work. Just because somebody has 500,000 followers and they take nice pictures doesn't necessarily mean that they're more successful than a person with 2,000 followers. Believe the invisible when you're building your business. Believe the invisible in yourself as an entrepreneur. Believe the invisible on social media. Let your labor be the proof, not your fruits. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. And until next week, let's continue to believe the invisible. And never forget that invisible doesn't mean non-existent. It just means it can't be seen by the naked eye. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next week, ladies and gentlemen.